Hey everyone, it's Tyler Stroik from Universal Rackets, and in this video we are going to be going over the 5 checkpoints to an amazing forehand third shot drive. Once again, if you stay tuned for this whole video, we're going to be going step by step on how to hit an amazing forehand in pickleball. A lot of players, they can't reach their full forehand potential, and the reason why is because they're missing 1 or 2 of these 5 checkpoints. So make sure you stay tuned for this whole video, and we're going to teach you step by step, 5 steps on how to hit an amazing forehand. Now, the first step that you want to go over is the takeback. The takeback is step number 1, and this is why players either don't have enough power or they're extremely inconsistent. If you don't have enough power, you're probably taking your forehand like this. The ball's coming and you're here. If you are inconsistent, you might be back here. And those are the 2 main reasons why players don't get in this proper position. Is number 1, they take the paddle back here, or they take their paddle back behind their body. When you're ever playing pickleball, you want to take the paddle back straight behind your body. I like to think I'm in the Olympics, I'm running, try to be in the Olympics, and I hand the person the baton behind me. I am handing my paddle back to the person behind myself. The reason why is if I go here and I don't take my paddle back, I have to arm the ball. The only way to get the ball in is to slow it down, and gravity's going to do the work. If I take the paddle back behind my body, I'm going to come around the ball, which is going to have me net it, and I'm not going to be consistent. You want to take the paddle straight back. Pretend that there's 2 lines going from your body. You never want to take your paddle back behind that line. You always want to keep it in front, but you always want it to be here. You never want it to be back here. And we're going to teach you right now a great drill to do that will teach you this. You're going to get a good old wall or good old gate, and all you're going to do is take your paddle back. You're going to be on the gate sideways, and all you're going to do is take your paddle back. Then once you take your paddle back, you're going to swing. Take the paddle back and swing, take the paddle back and swing. If you don't take the paddle back enough, you're not going to touch the gate. And if you go too far behind your body, this is going to stop you. Now, we're on the wall because I want to show you one thing. When I take this paddle back, I want you to notice where the tip of my paddle is facing. Once again, when I take my paddle back, I want you to know where the tip of my paddle is facing. This is step number 1. By pointing your tip of your paddle in the proper position for step number 1, it's going to get it into the proper position for step number 2. If you don't have this paddle tip pointing in the proper position, you're not going to be able to get into step 2. So when you take this paddle back, notice the tip of my paddle, it's not facing upwards, it's not facing up here, it is facing diagonal to the sky. It's not straight back, it's not down. The paddle tip is pointing upward. So you always want to make sure not only you take the paddle back with the tip facing upward, but the other thing that you want to recognize is that from the side view, you can see my paddle face. Once again, I'm not here, you're seeing my paddle edge. I'm not like here, my paddle face is this way. You can see my paddle face. Now, this is step number 1, the take back. Now, why do we have to tip up? Because step number 2 is the drop. If you ever play pickleball and you can hit your forehands are on and off, they feel really good sometimes and then they absolutely stink. The reason why maybe is because you're not dropping the paddle. In order to get the ball over the net in pickleball, you have to do 2 things, people. Number 1, you have to get under the ball to hit it over net. You have to hit it up to get it over net. But then number 2, you have to swing forward. A lot of players don't drop the paddle because they don't come from a prior racket sport background, and that's why they can hit any forehand around their chest or between their belly button. They're going to be okay here. But when the ball is super low, they don't know what to do. Now, the drop is going to solve all of that. Now, when we drop our paddle, all we're going to do is after step number 1, the take back, now we're going to drop the paddle. So notice, my tip is going to go up, then my tip is going to go down. By having the tip of my paddle facing downward, that's going to ensure that I'm in the proper dropping position. All you want to do is just release your paddle. Now, clearly you don't want to drop the paddle and throw it down. You don't want it to dangle, but all you're going to do is release your grip pressure. It's not rocket science. And this, if you hold the paddle tight, it's not going to be right. If you have a death grip on your paddle, notice you're never going to be able to drop your paddle. You have to loosen and release your grip. Now, when I release my grip and I turn this way for the camera, I want you to notice one thing, and that is my butt cap of my pickleball paddle. Notice my butt cap is facing forward towards you or towards the target. I like to think of the butt cap like a flashlight. You are going to shine the flashlight towards your opponent or towards your target. The reason why is because by shining my flashlight, it's going to automatically orient the paddle downward. If I hold it tight, is the flashlight facing forward? No. If I hold it like this, no. So you need to make sure that the flashlight is pointing forward. Shine the flashlight to allow the paddle now to get under the ball prior to contact, so you can hit the ball over net, create topspin, and have it go in the court. Now, I drop it, I'm dropping the paddle tip down. Another thing that you want to do is when you drop the paddle, you want the paddle face to not be facing directly downward, but you want to think that you want the paddle face pointing downward. You want to pat. I like to think that someone, or like a dog, you're petting the dog. I want to pat the ground or the dog or something like that. A great drill to do. Now we just have our fence drill. Now we're going to add to it, and you're going to take the paddle back and you're going to drop it and you're going to put it down. Again, I'm going to take the paddle back and I'm going to drop it. I'm going to put it down. This is going to allow me to what? I don't want to drop my paddle and break it. I'm going to have to get into my legs. That's number one. We're killing two birds with one stone. And number two, I'm working on keeping the paddle face downward. Now, another thing that you can do is think that there's a laser shining out the tip of your paddle tip up. Now, when I point it backward, the laser is going to be pointing back behind me, like at my foot. So I'm taking the paddle back and then I'm dropping it downward. Notice this is the second step. So just work on paddle take back, dropping it forward. Paddle take back, dropping it forward. Now, if you want to get more advanced, what you're going to do is you're going to drop your paddle at the height of the ball. What that means is, regardless of the height, it means I'm going to drop at the height. So if it's this high, I'm going to drop it here. If it's this high, I'm going to drop it here. If it's this low, I'm going to drop it here. So you're going to bounce, drop, and swing. Bounce, drop, and swing. What's the number one thing that I did? Or what did I repeat over and over and over again? I repeated bounce, drop, swing. Bounce, drop, swing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, do, re, mi. When do I drop? I drop after the ball bounces, okay? As soon as the ball bounces, then you're going to drop and swing. You're going to take your paddle back. As soon as the ball bounces, you're going to drop and swing. So all you're going to do to teach yourself step number 1 and step number 2 of the amazing forehand, every single 5 checkpoints is take back or paddle back prior to the ball, bounce, drop, swing. Paddle back, make sure the tip's up, faces to the side, bounce, drop, swing. And all you're going to do is that, everyone. Now, the next step is good old contact. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be getting into step number 3 of 5 on the 5 checkpoints of an amazing pickleball forehand. So we are on step number 3, and that is the good old contact. This is when you actually hit the ball. Now, when you have contact, in order to get proper contact, you need to make sure that your contact is out in front and away from your body. Once again, it has to be out in front, it has to be away from your body. Now, what out in front means is it's not here, it's out here. How do we get the ball out in front instead of close to our body? It's very simple. You have to drop on the bounce, and as soon as you drop, you pull the trigger and swing. Notice, as soon as the ball bounces, I drop and swing. As soon as the ball bounces, you pull the trigger. Nothing is stopping the gun from shooting the bullet. Nothing is stopping your swing after you drop. And here's the thing, many of you guys hesitate. And when you guys hesitate, the only thing that you can do to get the ball in is to hit the ball slower. So you're never going to be able to whip your paddle and hit a really good shot because you're going to hesitate and the ball's going to go long if you then swing hard. So you need to make sure that you drop as soon as you swing. Now, what does that do in return? That allows you to hit the ball earlier. Think, the more or the longer I take to let the ball get to me, the closer it's going to be. The less I wait, the more impatient, as soon as the ball bounces, then I drop. Now I'm going to be able to make contact out in front. So you always want to make sure you make contact out in front of your body. Now, We're going to give you a drill to do, but I want to talk about away from the body. So out in front is this way, this way. Away from my body is this way. I don't want to be here. I want to be out here. I want to be out in front, but away from my body. Now, how do we make contact away from our body instead of too close to our body? It's very, very simple. If you take the paddle back close to your body, you're going to make contact close to your body. You need to take your paddle away from your body so you can make contact away from your body. I like to think that I'm hugging a tree, or like they said back in the old school dances, you're leaving room for the Holy Ghost. You're not going here, you're going here and away, out and away from the body. Now, if you have a ball cart, we're going to give you a drill to do, but if you don't have a ball cart, we are going to go up to a pickleball net that you can do the exact same thing. So what you're going to do, and this is how I teach all players contact for their forehand, is you're going to put a place that you want your contact, okay? Notice I take the paddle back, paddle tip up, then I drop, then I'm going to swing and I'm going to freeze on my ball cart. Notice when I do this, I'm not whacking it. You're going to damage your paddle and then you're going to leave a comment to me saying, Tyler, you gave me this drill. My friend, they absolutely did. No, okay, you're going to slow it down, okay? Paddle tip up, drop, and contact, okay? Notice I'm feeling contact. I'm understanding contact. I'm getting the perception of, look, it's here. It's not here. It's here, contact out in front and away from my body. Now, if you don't have the luxury of a ball cart, that's okay. We're going to take you up to the net and we're going to show you exactly how to get proper contact on the pickleball net. So all you're going to do, and this is going to teach you proper contact every single time, is you're going to go up to the net, go be sideways. You're going to take 2 steps back, 1, 2, maybe 1.5. Then you're going to take the paddle back. You're going to drop, contact. Paddle back, drop, contact. Pedal back, drop, contact. Back, drop, contact. Back, drop, contact. And I'm going to keep on doing that to teach my contact out in front and away from my body. Now, I say it over and over again because I'm so used to it, but I want you guys saying these 5 steps out loud. By saying it out loud, it's going to allow you to teach your muscle memory, and your muscle memory is going to retain it at a faster rate. So don't just go out like this. Try to look cool. Scream if there's other people in the pickleball course. Back, drop, contact. Back, drop, contact. And they're going to be like, why are you talking? You're going to be like, because I'm looking at Universal Rackets online pickleball instruction, which has the best fundamental pickleball instruction in the overall world, because we're teaching you how to hit an amazing forehand in 5 steps. Now, if you want to hit a better forehand and you want to take it even a step further with the contact, your non-dominant hand for your forehand is the guide. It's your GPS to the ball. Once again, your non-dominant hand for your forehand is your guide and it's your GPS to the ball. Wherever you get your non-dominant hand out to the ball, that's exactly where you want to make contact, okay? This is the tour guide. So you want to think that you're catching the ball with your non-dominant hand, but then you're going to make contact. The great drill to do is you go throw the ball up, back, drop, catch. Back, drop, catch. Notice my catch. I'm not catching here. I'm catching out here. So now I can make proper contact and rip that forehand. Now, here's the thing. So you have all those steps. Many players, if you're a tennis player, if you come from a prior racket sport background, if you're a 4-0, 4-5, maybe even close to 5-0 player, but you literally just can't rip the ball. When you see these pros on court, the shape that they hit on the ball, and what I mean by shape is it looks like the ball is just coming off their paddle so easily. How do they do that? This is the reason why. This is how they're able to hit an effortless forehand. And you want to know why? It's because after you make contact, you don't follow through. That'd be 4 steps. Back, drop, contact, follow through. What's the one step that everyone's missing? It's extension. It is extension. If you do not extend on your forehand, Karen, or Julie, or whoever you are, user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you will never be able to hit an amazing forehand in pickleball. You're never going to be able to keep that ball low. You're never going to be able to rip it at your opponent because after contact, you're just following through. We all brush past extension. You have to have the first 4 steps or the first 3, but extension's the cherry on top. I want you to watch this, and this is why we have this view right here. This is where players go wrong. Back, drop, doing exactly what I said. contact, follow through. Back, drop, contact, follow through. Okay, I can hit a good forehand, but it's never going low. I'm just going to drop because my forehands go too high. No. Back, drop, contact, contact, extension, follow through. Back, drop, contact, extension, follow through. They used to say that you want your forehand to be in a C. And if you're a visual learner, look, top of the C, bottom of the C, follow through. Top of the C, bottom of the C, follow through. Can you see that C? It's not a C, it's a Nike swoosh. Once again, when you're doing it in pickleball, you want to visualize a Nike swoosh. A Nike swoosh, you have the curve at first, but then you have a long finish. Same thing for the forehand, guys. Take back, drop, contact. Now I keep on going forward, extension, follow through. There are multiple ways to ensure that you have extension. And guys, once you hit this extension, you're gonna feel and you're gonna see this ball and you're gonna be like, holy S-H-I-T, oh my God, I just ripped the ball and like, it was so good. And it's gonna win you over. Once you feel this extension by using these tips, you're never gonna not do it again because your ball's gonna be that good. Now, how do we do that? It's very simple. There's one way, and number one is the tip of your paddle. Notice, I make contact, and then I keep on swinging forward. Contact here, and I keep on swinging forward to the point that, look, the tip of the paddle is pointing actually towards my target or opponent, and then I go. So the paddle tip is a great director or guide to where you want to be. Paddle tip up, paddle tip down, point the paddle tip forward, follow through. Now notice, after you drop, you fire the gun, right? So this is going to be a fast thing. But what you can do to teach yourself and learn it is that after you drop, you can go slow motion shadow swing to make sure you end up here and go. Another way to make sure that you end up there is video record yourself. Get your phone, get your friend, get your partner, whoever, and have them record videos of your forehand from this view. It shouldn't be behind you because you won't be able to see. It needs to be on the side. It can kind of be on an angle, but you have to see the chest. And what you're going to do is you're going to see in slow, you're going to do your swing, and you're going to go in slow motion, right? If I go, I'm going to swing down, do a couple shadow swings, right? You're going to see that my paddle tip, if I do this in slow motion, it's not going to be pointing anywhere. But now if I hit a good forehand, if I hit a really good forehand right now, boom. If I stop, you'll see this if you slow down the frame. You want your paddle tip to be facing forward. Another way I like to think, this works for me, is think that your fingers, you're throwing your fingertips forward. I'm taking the paddle back, dropping, fingertips forward, and then I'm swinging. Fingertips forward, and then I'm swinging. I'm throwing my fingertips. The last way that you can think of it is you can think that you're hitting through 1, 2, 3 balls. When you hit, and I'm going to use tennis balls instead of pickleballs so they don't move. Teach my daughter tennis. She's using these 8 and under balls. They're more squishier. It's like a slower tennis ball. But look, normal players, they hit through 1 ball and they follow through. I want to hit through 1, 2, 3 balls and then I follow through. I want to hit through 1, 2, 3 balls and then I follow through. Instead of just hitting through 1, hit 1, 2, 3. Prolong your swing. Remember, it's a stroke, it's not a swing. It's a stroke, it's not a swing. A stroke is a prolonged thing. A swing, or it's a long note. It's not staccato if you're a music person. Dot, it's long. I'm not a good singer. Another drill that you can do is if you have the ball cart, you can put it here. This is a great drill. If you have a ball cart, it'll do wonders for this. You're going to do your contact, back step 1, drop step 2, contact step 3. And then for extension, you're going to push the ball cart forward towards your partner if they're over there, or just forward. So back, drop, contact down the front, and then you're going to push it forward. By pushing it forward, it's going to teach you that proper extension. So that is checkpoint number 4, the extension. Now we're going to put the cherry on top, solve it all together, and you're going to be able to hit an amazing pickleball forehand. So make sure to stay tuned for checkpoint number 5. Now, checkpoint number 5 is the good old follow through. Just to review, you take your paddle back, paddle face to the side, tip is pointing up, then you drop the paddle. How do you do that? It's not rocket science. You just release your grip. You can think paddle tip down. You can think that your paddle tip's weighted, butt cap, flashlight facing forward. Contacts out in front and away from my body. Then I'm extending. Now, once I extend, I have to fully follow through. Now, if you want to fully follow through, the best way to do it is to finish over your shoulder. Now, there are other variations that you can do, but the most user-friendly and most effective, consistent one is finishing over your shoulder. Now, if you want to finish over your shoulder, all you're going to do is once you're done, you're going to be like this. Once again, drop. If you are watching this anywhere you are, just you don't even need a paddle, stand up or even sit down, just make sure nothing's by you. Just swing over your shoulder. Do 2 more with me. Swing over my shoulder. Swing over my shoulder. Freeze. Freeze. Don't move. You should be like this. Guys like this? Where's my elbow pointing? My elbow is pointing directly towards my target and my opponent. The elbow is a great cue. It's a great checkpoint to ensure that you have done a full swing, that you have swung properly, and you are executing the proper follow through. So once you're done, think elbow. Once you're done, think elbow. If you don't like elbow, that's perfectly fine. We have another one for you, and that is butt cap. Once you're done, point the butt cap. Once you're done, point the flashlight. So you can think butt cap or you can think elbow. The most easiest, user-friendly way to always follow through every single time, because it's going to be hard. When you're learning a forehand, you're going to want, and this is why players go wrong and why they don't follow through, is because just want to get the ball in and then they don't fully follow through. In pickleball, to gain control, you have to give up control. The less you work for the paddle and the more you have the paddle work for you, the better it's going to be. You need to fully let it go. If I don't fully let it go, it's never going to be good. So when I swing, I need to make sure once I swing, my elbow's pointing forward, or what I can think is when I swing, I'm catching the paddle with my opposite hand. A great thing to do to always ensure that you follow through is once you're done, you're going to catch the paddle with your opposite hand. If my paddle ends up with my opposite hand, look, that's going to ensure that I follow through. Watch, if I don't follow through, it's never going to touch my other hand. So just think, you're always going to catch the paddle. You're always going to catch the paddle. Once again, when I swing, I'm going to catch the paddle. That's going to ensure that I have a full follow through. Now, the best thing that I can say about the follow through is think that it happens as a result. Don't think that you force it there. Just kind of like the drop. The follow through is a result of my momentum. It's a result of letting my paddle go. My paddle ends up here. I don't force it to get up here. There's a very big difference. So make sure when you do your follow through, again, you're just letting your paddle go that ends up there. You're not trying to get it there, and then you're going to be good. A great drill to do for you to ensure your follow through. And guys, these are the drills that you got to do. Do the drill for the take back, do the drill for the contact, do the drill for the drop, do the drill for extension, do this, and you're going to be good. It's not like there's tons of drills to do. Just do this and you're good to go. What you're going to do is you're going to go and hit, or you can have someone feed the ball to you, or you can even do shadow swings. And what you're going to do is once you're done, you're going to check where you are. Did I follow through right now? Is my elbow pointing forward? Is my other hand touching it? No. So what am I going to do? Before I hit my next ball, I'm going to make sure I end up here, and then I'm going to be ready for the next shot. So what I'm saying essentially is do not hit another ball. You're going to freeze after your shot. You're going to see where you are. And if you're fully follow through, then you're going to go next ball. If you're not and you stop, okay, before I go, I have to do this to teach my muscle memory. Now, again, the best way to put all this together is to say it out loud. By saying it out loud, it's going to teach your muscle memory. And take it step by step. Work on the take back, then work on the take back and drop. Every step needs to go one after another. If you're missing a step, it's not going to work. Now, theoretically, you can hit a good forehand if you have the take back and the follow through. If you have the take back and the follow through. Not a good forehand, but you can have a consistent forehand. If you want to be a 3-0, even a 3-5, and you want to hit a good forehand, fine. Take back, follow through. But if you want to take your forehand to a next level and you're not understanding why you're not going from a 4-0 to a 4-5, or from a 4-5 to a 5-5, or why can I not hit this ball that other pros, other players, other people that I see are doing it? It's because of this. You don't need years of racket sports experience. There's no, oh, well, you know, I haven't been a tennis player. This is my first racket sport that I'm picking up. Guys, you guys got 5 checkpoints. I gave you an exercise for every single checkpoint. Now, please, I know I make a lot of videos, and clearly I'm very confident on my videos, but if you use this video, you will learn how to execute an amazing forehand. You won't have the excuse of, oh, well, guess what? I wasn't a tennis player, you know, everything like that. This is coming from a previous tennis player. They used to teach players how to hit the forehand in tennis. And the forehand, tennis, and pickleball are very similar. The only difference between the forehand and tennis and pickleball is for pickleball, you want to keep it short and you kind of want to limit your take back. For tennis, everything can be more long because you have more time. Essentially what you're going to do, and for myself in pickleball, what I'm doing is once you understand the checkpoints, then instead of making the checkpoints very big like I do in tennis, right, very big, I'm going to make it very short. The more short I can, the better it's going to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please share it. You know the best thing that helps my videos? Go in your pickleball Facebook group and say, like, if you guys really enjoyed this video, only if you did, but this would mean the world to me, even more than tips. Don't tip me. I think you can like leave a tip. I've only gotten like 2 tips before, but like I don't need $2 or $5. What I need is I need you to go to your favorite Facebook group, click the link, copy this link, share it on that group and be like, oh my gosh, guys, check out this video. It completely changed my game. So once again, if I completely change your game or if I helped your game, the only thing that I ask is if you can go on any type of Facebook group that you're on, click copy, click share, have other people watch it, spread the love, and we will see you guys next time on court. If you guys want me to go over checkpoints for every single stroke, please let me know in the comments below. See you next time.